So I'm recording now. So while you do yours, let's just hit it.
Okay.
So I come to sheets.google.com.
Okay.
So I click on blank worksheets to open a blank worksheet. So this is basically how it is on Excel. Yes, we understand that basic things in Excel is we have a workbook and a sheet. So
Okay.
a workbook is just like a full document, right? Like a book,
Okay.
just like a book,
Yes.
right? So this file, it's it's a workbook. So let's say this is a let's use a small business for instance. So let's say his Grace Logistics. So this is Grace Logistics now.
Okay.
He has this workbook to keep record of his small business records. So on a norm, you have different records. So this his Grace Logistic will have different records. So you have something like let's say um, he will have something like capital cost. Let's say he's starting the business, he wants to keep a record of capital cost of what it takes for him to start his business. So this capital cost now is called a worksheet. So I will often be referring to these names rather than just calling it a random thing. So this is a worksheet. Remember, this is Grace. It's a workbook that contains several worksheets. So this worksheet is for capital cost. You can create another worksheet by clicking this plus sign here. So the next worksheet I want to create is let's say income forecast. So he wants to make a forecast of what his business is supposed to generate. So let's create another worksheet. Let's call this one expenditures, and then we'll call let's create another one income. Please, if you want me to just come back, just tell me, or if you want me to just move ahead to next thing. Okay. Hello. Hello, are you there? Shit.
Okay.
Right. So um worksheets are the records you want to keep. So I have capital cost worksheet, I have income forecast, I have expenditures. Then yes, so I can delete this one. This one is not really necessary. So for how I'm adding all these worksheets is just by clicking this plus sign at this left hand side.
You're not sharing your screen, though, so I don't know. Also,
Oh, sorry. So you can see it. Yes.
yes, I can.
Yes. So I said first we came to sheets.google.com. So it opens a blank sheets.google.com. It loads the Google Sheets homepage. Then I click on this blank to create a blank worksheet. So I said we want to create a workbook for His Grace Logistics. So I explained that a workbook is like an entire document.
A record.
Yes, it can be account record, marketing record, customer relations management record, anything. But now I just want to call this His Grace records. Let me just call it. So inside this His Grace records now, I can have several worksheets. So by default you have the default one, sheet 1. So to make it more understandable, I will just rename it. So let's call this capital cost.
Okay.
So this capital cost will contain all the things it takes to set up his business. Okay. So the next thing I will want to do is create another sheet, and I'll call this income forecast. So income forecast. So as a new business, you should have an imaginary overview of how your income is going to look like. So I'll create another worksheet again and call this expenditures. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just have a summary where I can have overview of everything. So let's call this summary. So what I want to do, I want to put my summary at my first page, so I can drag it to this side. So now let's start creating table heads to all this. So let's start from this capital cost. So top to bottom is called like from top to bottom is called column. So this is column, this is column A, column B, column C, and like that. So left to right is called rows. So this is row A1, row A2, row A3, this row B3, like that. So let's create table names. So Excel is more of tables. So first I'll have to have an item, then I'll have a cost. So these are the items the His Grace Venture will want to buy, and they probably okay, yeah, let's put dates also. So let's style this a little bit so that it's going to look a little bit fanciful. So I can highlight everything and then choose a color. So I can make it bold, Ctrl B. So like it's looking like a proper header. So items I want to keep, let's say it was going to buy a dispatch bike. Okay, so it will do registration. So it's going to do maybe websites. So let's say branding and designs. So you will have something like maybe carrier, that is those carriers that used to be. So let's just assume some cost. So let's say bike is 450,000. Okay, first, now on every Excel workbook or worksheet, you have to tell it what's like in this row now, right? In this row, Excel will automatically assume an automatic input type, right? What I mean by input type is like, what are you going to be filling up in this columns? So as you can see, if you should come here,
Yeah.
it's in automatic.
Okay.
So let's say I put like 070, it's going to cut off this first zero. Do you know why it's like that? It's because we've not specified that we want to put a variable data or a test into it, because it's automatic.
Okay.
Yeah, so now this place that is automatic is fine. So no, if I click on this first column, it's going to highlight everything from top to bottom.
Right.
So now I want to tell Excel that I want to be inputting um, currencies right here, to be specific, naira. So I'll click on this my format sign. So I'll come to Nigerian naira. So I've told Excel or this workbook that everything that is going to be in this column will be currencies. So here now, I will also come here, I will tell it that okay, here I want here to be date. So notice the way the date format is I think it's more, it's month, day and year.
Yeah.
Month. So this is the pattern you write in your date. So for this dispatch ride, so let's say 450,000. See, it's automatically putting the naira sign. So let's say
So where did you check for the automatic again?
yes, see this 1 2 3 stuff here.
Yes, under format, I mean.
No, it's just on the home page, it's not under anywhere.
Okay, it's just a ribbon on its own.
Yes, on its own, it's not under anywhere. So on Excel, you just play around it, it's very similar, almost the same thing. So sure you get. So for the date, so the date is sure it's a month, day. Today is 21, then 2022. So on this date, so for the registration, let's say he uses 15,000 naira to do registration. Let's say, I can actually increment something by 1, right, by just clicking these blue dots. So you see these blue dots here,
Yeah.
when I drag it, yes, so now it has gone to 22, so it sees 22, right? So this is one automatic way to increment date. So for the website, let's say 150,000, and then let's stay drag to automate. So branding and design, let's say 100,000. So let's put okay, this one carrier, let's say 35,000. So let's just fix this date. So for, let's say, marketing and advertisements, this is where some people run away from their business. They will start business, they will not make arrangements for advertisement and marketing. They want miracle to happen. So 100,000. So let's just stop here. So let's have a total. So let's make this total bold. So what I can do, to input a formula in Excel, you have to put equal to, and then you select your range. So I put equal to, starting from here to here. So see, equal to. So I did not put the formula. I want to do sum bracket open. I want to start from here to here, or I can as well come here. It has totaled it for me. So see, the formula equals to sum from B2 to B7. I can as well enter the formula straight up from this our formula bar.
Mm.
Sure you get.
Right.
So there are a lot of formulas in Excel. See, some of these is they can nobody can teach one everything, but you can browse different formulas,
Check.
multiplication, sum, average. There are a lot of formulas on Excel. The way these things works is like if you are learning it, that is something that you make use of every day, you become better. But if you should learn it, no matter what they teach you now, you don't have an avenue to be practicing it, it's going
Right.
to it's going
Someone
to
will forget.
yes, even some of the things that I will teach you, some things might be kind of I have to play around the menus to recover again, because it's not something that I though
You use constantly.
yeah, there are some things I do always, but some of the things that I might show you is not something I do every time. So now we've been able to get a total cost of um, that is estimated cost for starting up this business.
Logistics business, yeah.
Yes. So now income forecast. So let's forecast total income that this business can generate. So let's have like a daily, weekly, and monthly forecast. So let's make these guys bold. So for daily, let's say they do a minimum delivery of 1,500 a day, and they are able to do 5. So let's say 1,500 times 5 in a day. Oh,
Okay.
sorry, I've put equal to 1,500 times 5. So if they do this, they get 5,000, 7,500 a day. So let's make it a currency. So 7,500. So weekly, if they work 6 times in a week, so I'm going to have B2 times 6. So I'm getting 45,000 in a week. So in a month, I'm getting, sorry, this formula is supposed to be equal to, sorry, let's do it again. This one is supposed to be equal to B1 is B1, not B2. B2 B1 times 6. Hope you understand. Hello. Oh. So so this is where we are doing the forecast. So we said if they make 1,500 naira per delivery and they're able to do 5 in a day, it's equal to 7,500. So for this one now, so it's going to be B2. You know, this first one is B. This is supposed to be
Daily.
yeah. So B is supposed to be daily times 6. So it's equals to B1 times 6. So because we have 6 days in a week, so they work 6 days anyway, so excluding Sunday. So for monthly, it's going to be B2 times 4, because we have 4 weeks in a month.
Right.
So in a month, they are expected to get 180,000 naira, right? So
Yes.
so let's see their expenditure. So have, let's say, item costs, right? So let's make this a little bit beautiful. Make it bold. Can drag to expand. So you can make this to be at center of the whole thing by coming here. Where is that? Okay, here. So I want it to be centralized. Sure you get. If I want it to be center of the stuff, I can make it like this also. So just take your time to make it look good how you want. So item, let's say rider salary. So let's tell Excel that this place is a currency. So let's say you pay this guy 40,000 naira. Okay, so you buy fuel for ride. So let's say you buy fuel of 2,000 naira daily. So let's say you have a miscellaneous of, let's say, 500 naira every day. Okay, so what other things do you do every okay? So this okay, we should make this in a better way. Okay, let's have okay. I'm just trying to figure out how to present the data so that it's going to make sense. Okay, these are the expenses that these people do daily. Okay, so how about if we have a monthly expenses? Okay, let's just sum everything up to be monthly. So
Okay.
so we can make this a formula.
That one is monthly.
Yeah,
The salary is monthly.
yeah, so let's make everything monthly. So this one is monthly, this one is daily. So let's equal to,
Times 6. Okay.
so if there's 30 days and you take away 4 days, so we have like 26 days. You take away four Sundays, so let's say 26. So in a month you're having like 52,000. So this one will have like so 13,000 at the end of the month. So let's say you pay rent. Let's say you pay all your rent, bills, tax. Let's just sum everything together. Let's say you pay 15,000 naira for these things every month.
That's the assumption, Abby. Okay, every month. Okay.
Yes, this is just an assumption.
Yeah, and for every month it's okay. Even 15,000 every month rent in Nigeria.
If it's still fair enough for a logistic company. So if 15,000 naira times 12. For a logistic company, I'm not supposed to be paying more than 10k rent now per month.
Wow. Because the safety of the bike, when you want to drop the bikes and all that, only if those logistics men, the riders will be taking the bikes home.
They will be taking it. It's difficult to, if they are to be dropping it, that means you won't be paying them this 40,000 naira. So let's say the manager that you have, let's say a secretary, or rather secretary. So let's say you pay this secretary 40,000 naira, and then let's see total. So it's already selecting everything for us. So already have 160,000 naira monthly, and what is our forecast? Our monthly forecast is 180,000. So see, yeah, we are already seeing bad business somewhere, right? So now it's either that you I'm not supposed to do the business brainstorming with you now, but let's just go ahead like this what it is. Okay,
Mm.
so let's say you will now have another column. I will have this, let's say pricing. So you want to have a record of your pricing, so let's say item narration. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, no, item amounts. So like you want to have a record of what your pricing is. So let's say now you want to uh, you want to have a list of okay, let's change these things to, let's call it sales. Okay,
Okay.
so you want to keep track of all the sales that you made. So now let's item, or let's say service amount, date, so now for the service that you have now, I'm going to show you another thing now. So for this service now when you talk of analysis, right, you have to have consistent data for it to make sense, because at some time you want to apply filter to see what and what, like you want to see how what and what is performing. Now if individual, let's say service, you have dispatch, or let's say parcel delivery, right, and you call this 1000 naira, or let's say 1500, let's make it, you have this parcel delivery 1500, and tomorrow another person wants to enter the thing, he now says parcel, he did not put the delivery, he just say parcel,
Mm.
and he says 1000 naira, 1500 naira. Now let's say tomorrow you want to, okay, let's say he did another what kind of delivery did they do again? They do something like let's say pickup, or let's say you have a medical delivery.
Okay.
So let's say that one is
Delivery.
let's say that one is 3000 naira. And tomorrow one person now says blood delivery, and let's say because it's 3000 naira also. Now see, there's already a problem somewhere, because your data are not consistent. Now why? Let's say you want to know in the end of the month, you want to know how many parcel delivery you did and how much. Now you can apply a query, a filter to it. To apply a filter, you click on the header, and this is the filter icon, this one that looks like a funnel.
Mm.
So now apply a filter. So I want to filter something, let's say I want to see only parcel delivery. Now for the fact that these things are not consistent, I cannot really filter them. Let's say I'm seeing different things. So let's say I want to see blood, or no, let's say I want to see medical delivery. Now it's showing me results for only
You have
medical.
to select every other one, yes.
Yes, now but blood is not seeing blood, because it's done with another name.
Right.
So now there's a problem, so you have to make your data consistent.
Okay.
So how do we do that now? So this goes to what we call data validation. So what you can do is that you list out all of your services, so that it will be like a drop box. So when you click a drop box, you select, the person doesn't have to type anything again. So what we can do now, let's delete all of these services, and let's make a list of items of possible services that this company delivers. So to do that, I come to data. Under the data tab, I go to validation. Okay, so I click on list items. Then I start listing the items followed by comma. So I have medical delivery.
Please let me see where you went to again for the data validation.
Okay, so I came to data,
Okay.
data validation. Then I clicked on list. I choose this from this criteria. I came to list items. So I'll be choosing the items I want. So I want medical delivery, parcel. Yeah, it's PARB,
Yeah.
parcel delivery. So what other kind of service can they do? They can do food delivery. They can do office supplies delivery. Okay, so let's have these three. So I'll just click on save. So henceforth, the person doesn't have to type. They just select.
Okay.
Shey you see.
Yeah.
So now how do we replicate it to this one? So we just drag.
Right down.
Exactly. So we just drag. So just select what we want. So at the end of the day, this one is food delivery. Let's say this one is office supply. So now if you want to filter, now it's very easy to filter. See, exactly what you have is what is appearing. So
Right.
the person does not have any challenge of wrong spelling or having multiple data in the table. So this data validation takes care of uh, that problem, but there's still some error. Now what is the error that can happen? You know that all of them are in one place, but how about in situation whereby um, tomorrow this parcel delivery, you don't want to call it parcel delivery again, you want to call it any other name you want to call it. Now when you make changes to your data validation, you come to data validation. So let's just call, I just call this medical, I just change this to medical. These items that you choose did not change.
Mm.
Shey you see, so that is a problem. So what you are the proper way to do it is just to have a sheet, right, that just contains this setup, so that it's going to be pulling out from that sheet. So let's just open another worksheet and call it settings. So I call this settings. Okay, so in this settings now I can have different settings. I can have settings of services. Okay, so I just want to list out all my services here, so that I can be pulling from it rather than any changes that I want to make. I will just come here and make it, and it's going to be everywhere.
Okay.
So now let's list out all those services. So we have medical delivery,
But these settings would have probably been your file or your data as an organization. So it's just going to be like, so when somebody's working on it, the person doesn't have to do too much. So
yeah,
it's just a file that you send to
yes,
the
you set it up.
the analyst to help you work on.
Yes. So this, so we have medical delivery, we have food delivery, we have office supplies, office delivery rather. We have care products delivery. So now what we want to do now, at this sales part now, this place now, we actually set up the items within that particular column. So what we want to do now is i want to I want the data to be coming out from our settings worksheet. So let me remove all these validations. So I click on remove validations, so they are blank now. So what I can do now is this: I'll come to data validation. Right now, instead of choosing this list from item,
Range.
yes, I'll let it be in range. So which range am I actually looking at? I'm looking at the settings worksheet. So I'll say settings. Okay, so I want it to start from A2 to A1000. That is the end of
The
the,
worksheet.
yeah, A1000. Okay, so it's going to come to the settings worksheet, and it's going to start from A2, sorry, A2 to A1000. Wait, settings exclamation mark A2 to A1000. So I click on save. So when I come to my sales now, so it's not picking it. So if I add let's say I add another item now, let's say furniture delivery, on my sales, if I click again, it's automatically being added. All right.
So it automatically adds to the data validation.
Yes, so once you just have a list, so under this your services now, so you can have different settings that you want to apply, so that it's going to be pulling from it.
Okay.
All right. So any question for this so far before I just go to another thing?
I think it's just this data validation, and
Should I recap?
yeah, you can recap that data validation.
Okay, I said there are two ways to do data validation, right? You can, if it's something that you are very very sure that that thing is not going to be changing often,
Change.
yes, you just come to let's just stay here. Let's say you come here, you want the items to appear, you come to data, data validation, then you click it's going to actually select, see it says sales in the sales column E1. So it wants to list these things in the E1 column. This is E1, this place is E1. So but I want it to be as a list of items, so I click on list items. So I start entering the items 1 separated by comma, items 2, items 3, share you get, and you
Yeah.
click on save. So after that you can be able to select them.
Okay.
So I also went ahead to remove the validation. You come back to validation, I mean to data, you come to data validation and you click on remove. It's going to clear it out now. But if you have data that is varying, right, you want it to pull data from there. So I'll still come back to data validation. Now I will specify the worksheet name. So the worksheet name is settings. So I'll go to settings. I'll type the, see, it's capital sensitive. So if that I this s was, this settings spelling was capital S, if I should put small s, it's going to tell me that it can't find that worksheet. It's going to throw an error.
Okay.
So I write,
Because the initial when you saved it was capital wrong. When you saved it, and when you opened a new sheet and you named it settings,
yes,
the naming was actually a capital S.
yeah,
Okay.
yes. So you have to make sure that the name tally. So you write settings, then exclamation mark, like you want to tell it what range, where is it going to look for these values from. So it's going to look for this value from A2, which is here,
Yeah.
to A1000. So to the end of the whole column, to the end of the whole row rather. So
Row or column?
row, beginning to bottom is row.
Okay.
Top, from up to down is
Top to bottom.
yes, is row. It's horizontal, that is columns. These are columns. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 3, right? So vertically is row, horizontally is columns.
Uh, I know because when we started, you said top to bottom is column.
Yeah, wow, is that what I said?
Yes.
No, top to bottom like this, it's row.
Yes.
This is row, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. This is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4,
Okay.
column E, F, and like that, according to how it's been labeled. So back to where I was trying to, so let's do it again. Data validation, we select, okay, we've already specified. So settings, um exclamation mark, then see this dollar that is putting in front of it, is, it's like you want to lock the cell. If you want to lock a cell, if you put a dollar in front of it, it's going to lock it, right? What it means that you are locking it is that, okay, let's, when I drag this down, I still maintain the same data I have. But if I had not locked it, now the formula was, please pay attention to it. See, the formula was A2 to A1000. If I had not locked it, this one would have gone to maybe B2 or A3.
Okay.
So because that what we are picking from does not change, so we have to lock it. If not, it's going to keep changing
So
when
that's
you,
the essence of the dollar sign.
yes, the dollar sign is to lock. See, I locked the row, I locked the column. So the A row, so it's always going to look at the A rows, right? And it's always going to start from row 2, or yeah, it's always going to start from, okay, row 1. It's like I did mistakes there. It's supposed to start from A1. So it's supposed to start from, okay, it's no A2. A1 is just the title. So these things don't change.
Okay.
So that is why but you don't have to specify the dollar. The Excel is going to automatically dictate that, okay, this is a list item. It doesn't have to change. So that's why it's automatically added that dollar signs to it. We did not add that dollar sign.
Right.
So that is how we came about this one now. So from here I can just bring this down, and I can select an item. Okay,
Yeah.
now let's go to another item, another thing entirely. Okay, let's put this. Let's just fill up everything here. So you are clear with this data validation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next thing we want to do is let's look at VLOOKUP.
Okay.
So VLOOKUP is just, the V is vertical lookup. So that is what that V just stands for. So what we are actually trying to see now, like now we are entering the prices of uh, these things. Okay. So but what if we have a fixed price that you've done? Okay. What if we have a fixed price that we've done and we want to, okay, let's say medical delivery should be 10,000 naira, let's say no, 3,000 naira, food delivery is 1,000 naira, office delivery is, let's say, 1,500 naira, this one is 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira. Now we have this already set value, so we don't want anybody to start inputting a value of their choice. So now VLOOKUP can help us do such thing. So on this our sales page, so I want, whenever someone chooses an item, okay, when you choose an item, it should automatically bring out its price from this our settings column, this our settings worksheet. So VLOOKUP can help us do that. So if we should go to sales, what we can do is we enter the formula. So we'll say equal to, we'll type VLOOKUP, open your brackets. So where are you looking at? Where do you want to pull data from? I want you to pull from here. Look at this furniture, right?
Yeah.
So
It's A4.
yes, A4. So the range, that contains our that is the range of data that contains the information we want to look at. So I can say starting from B2 to A1000. I mean A2 to B1000. I don't know if you understand. So let's say,
Yes, I understand.
so starting from here,
Mm.
so let's just do here, starting from here to here. So this is our range.
Right.
But I want it to take the entire
Shit.
sheet, so that in case more items was added, so I can say not just to B8, no, this B8, I can say B1000. So everything within this row. So remember our formula, VLOOKUP, the where the value that we are looking for is,
Yeah.
right, this A4, which is here, this is A4.
That's
The,
the furniture delivery.
yes, so the range that it is, so the range now, okay, this range now,
Yeah.
so there's something we omitted. So now we did not specify the sheet name, so it's supposed to be settings, so exclamation mark, settings B2 to, I mean A2 to A1000.
Right. That's a whole sheet now.
Yes, settings A2 to B1000. Okay. right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to return the value that I want to return is this third row. I mean the second column. Okay, we still go back to our formula, comma, we want to return the second column. So is it an exact match or um, a rounded value? So let's say 1. I will explain this for you very well.
Okay.
Yes. It's
Maga, if I zoom this thing so I can see properly.
you're not seeing it very well.
It looks really tiny.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Um. Oh, my phone wants to off. Wait. Let me just join you now in a minute.
Okay.
Work from
And you,
work from home is not
and
easy for Nigerians.
no, no, no. Even in the office, because cost of everything has gone
Yeah.
really high.
Yeah.
Unless you have a team of people that you guys are working together.
As in, it's not easy. So let's look at the VLOOKUP formula that I was trying to. So VLOOKUP formula, it takes 3 parameters, right?
Okay.
So let me just come here. I say V VLOOKUP. So
This
open.
one doesn't need equals to. It's
No,
just V.
no. You need equal to. I just want to explain the parameter for you before I start
Okay.
entering it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
VLOOKUP. So it's a function, right? A function
To
is,
look vertically.
yes, to look vertically. So it's a function. The function is an inbuilt formula that has been built. So you don't have to go about it again. Just apply it and it's going to do its job. So it takes 3 parameters. So the parameter one is lookup item, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second parameter is the
Okay.
range.
Are you
The,
recording again, Marga?
yes, I'm recording. The range. Then the third parameter is the return value, return column.
Okay.
So it takes a fourth optional parameter, which is, do you want it to bring an exact match or
A
an,
different match.
yeah, a different match? So if you want an exact match, you use 0 and 1, or true or false, or 1 or 0, anyone you like.
Okay.
So that's optional. So the first value is optional. So let's apply this formula into this our, because I want it to pull us the information or the price of this furniture delivery from this our settings. So you can see now
Okay.
our furniture is 6,000 naira.
Yes.
So we want it to pull it out from there. So let's go to back to the sales. So we say equal to VLOOKUP. So I'll put my bracket. So where is it looking at? Where is the lookup item? Where is it? It's in
Furniture is A4.
A4. Right, good. I'll put our comma. Where do we want it to look from? It's want it to look settings.
Okay.
Then I put my exclamation mark. I want it to start from A2 to B1000. So this is it.
Table. Okay.
A2 to
Okay.
B1000 till end of the whole thing. So I'm highlighting the whole thing just like a four corner, starting and beginning. So it's going to highlight everything.
Okay.
So go back to here, continue with the formula. So we want to return the second column is in
Is
this.
it B1000 or A22 A1000?
No, if you say A1000, that means it's going to look from here to bottom, but once it's going to match this value to this one, so you have to take the
The
range.
column.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you say A, it's going to just look between, and it's not going to find corresponding this, except you go through and return column 1. This is column 1, this, but you want it to return this column 2.
Okay. So okay, we want it to return column two. Okay, great, 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 great. And that's where the price is actually.
Yeah, so it's looking vertically here, and it's going to match. Okay, this column 2, this vertical, what is the corresponding number for this item that you are choosing?
Corresponding price.
Yeah. So if I should go to cost, so I want to return the column 2, then I want it to be an exact match. So 6,000 has appeared
Right.
straight up. If tomorrow, if I should come here and change this price to 10,000 naira,
Let's do that again. Where you did the column two, if you look up A4, then you now went into settings.
okay, say I should make my stuff bigger, abi?
Yes, please, sir. It's better. So we have VLOOKUP, A4, settings. So
So just know what the formula is. The formula is VLOOKUP, right? It takes 4 parameters. The first parameter is the lookup item,
yes,
comma. Second parameter is the range.
right.
Then the third parameter is your return column.
Mm,
Then the last parameter is either exact match or not exact match, so 1 or 0 or true or false. So I want it to be an exact match, so that's why I used 0. So now this thing can be so important. Now let's say
but the two, nko,
eh
the two is what? Not exact match, Abi.
no, the 2 is return. I'm returning the second column. Now the column that contains the price.
Yes, yes,
This
yes,
column,
yes.
this is column 1, this is column 2.
Right,
So I'm returning the column 2.
right.
So now for this one that is let's say I do office delivery, so I will just drag my formula down. So office delivery is 1005. Let's verify. Office delivery 1005. Share you grab.
Yes.
Now you can use this can be very important. Let's say okay, let's say you have a store, right? Let's say you have a store, and you have a sales girl, and you have, let's say, 1,000 of items. It's very difficult for somebody to know the prices of all those things, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's very
Yes.
difficult to know the price of what. Okay, like a situation that happens. Okay, if you should go to like Computer Village, all those people that sell all these phone parts, they have plenty parts,
Right.
and now the owners of these businesses, they have one challenges. They are tied to one particular sales girl, because these sales girls know all the prices. So the sales girl will not be misbehaving because she feels she knows.
It's important.
Yeah, she knows everything, but as a smart business owner, you shouldn't allow your business to be revolving around one person here. So now if you have the price of everything on Excel, on this kind of thing, it's just anybody that comes in, just show the person how to retrieve data. Okay, let's say we have let's call this let's call pricing. Okay, let's create another sheet. Let's call this sheet prices. Okay, let's say we have item prices. Okay, so we have, let's say, Nokia, Tecno, iPhone, Huawei, Xiaomi, Oppo, Samsung, wetin dey get remain, uh, Motorola. So this is okay. So let's say I put 100,000, 20,000. So let's just increase it. Now because this is as well, imagine that these things are 1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to have prices of. So now if you have something like this, now you can have an Excel whereby, okay, if you want to know price, all what you just need to do is, let's say you have
Like a database.
yeah, you have, let's say, a front page, you have where you have enquiry. Okay, let me just create another sheet to just, this sheet is just to get enquiry.
Inquiry.
Yeah, prices of something, so let's just call this enquiry. So let's say I have item, then the price. Share you get. So this is where they will type in their item. So let's make this, let's create a border around it. So I want it to have a border. So this is where you type price, so it's going to give us the price of the item here. So let's make here a little bit fancy. So again, so I want when you select an item, it's going to
Yeah.
give you the price. So now for us to get the item, so let's use our index, I mean our data validation. So I come to data, sorry, I come to data, then I come to validation. So I want it to look from prices. I want it to start from A2 to A1000. A2 to A1000. Okay.
Okay.
So our inquiry now, so here is going to, so you can search. If you want Nokia, just type Nokia. It's going to, if you want Tecno, just type the name, it's going to pop up. So I want when you select Nokia, let the price just appear.
Right.
So I can say equals to VLOOKUP so comma, so lookup value is here, so comma, our range is prices, okay,
Yeah.
starting from uh, A2 to B1000.
To be 1,000. Yes.
A2 to A2 to B1000. No, there's no A. A2 to B1000. Then I want it to return
Column 2.
column 2, and I want it to be an
Exact.
exact match. So you see 1000. So if I choose Sam's Tecno, the price. So now this is just a quick inquiry. So now your sales gears doesn't have to be tied to you. So once you just come, I want to buy Oppo. What's Oppo? Just type the model. Oppo. As you're typing it brings up, select, it gives you the price. I want to buy iPhone.
Mm,
Just gives you the price.
right.
So this is one smart way. Now, see the problem with VLOOKUP. I'm not. I have another meeting by 11 o'clock, and I want to start preparing for that one. So I'll
In
just.
fact, it's not. I also have to be at work at 10:45.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I think, Malga, what should we do? Because this thing is getting more and more interesting with the way you're teaching me now. It makes a lot of sense. It's becoming more clearer and clearer. So can we do later tonight?
I'm traveling today, so I don't know. I'm going to Owo. I don't know if there will be network in the place I will sleep over. But if there's network at the hotel, I will let you know.
Okay.
Yes.
When will you be back?
I'll be back tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
We can now do Thursday,
Okay. Okay.
so
So,
that I can also prepare for my work now.
all right. All right. Okay. It's fine.
Please, but let me send this video now, sir.
No problem. Just send me your email. I will send it to you.
Okay, I'll send you my email now. So let me send it there.
All right. So
My guy, I owe you a lot. I owe you. You don't explain this thing well, as in I can't they understand well now.
there's no problem.
I'm with you. Don't worry. I'll send you my email now.
All right. So have a nice day.
All right. Thank you.